Alright, making a video. Yeah, I was going to do a live physics room, but I figured I'm just too distracted by the impending horror, you know, and it's just what, it doesn't even, you don't even need the horror to actually take place, just the horror of the fact that it's even possible that this is happening, that we really do have the choice of steaming shit and cold vomit as, a choice for president. And then even the idea that these choices are so bad, but yes, one of them has AIDS. Okay, so yes, the vomit has AIDS, which makes it even just, and tuberculosis and syphilis. Trump, I'm talking about. I just so wish that people had to wear it right on their forehead what they voted for, in their lifetime, just as like a tattoo or something. Because damn, you'd really want it, like you'd want all the Trumpers to be in like red T-shirts or something, just so you could, if you're going to have a car accident, you could always steer that way. Whatever way you could possibly make something unpleasant happen, you could always make it happen to the Trumpers. I can't even, the contempt is contempt doesn't really say what I feel, right? Because you don't want to kill for contempt alone. It's just so much more than that. And just to imagine the world that this is what, I knew America was stupid. But this is just so insanely stupid. Trump is just such a fraud. It's just a preposterous fraud. Everything he's done his entire life has been a fake and a manipulation and a cheat and a scam. He's never touched anything in a sincere way in his whole fucking life. Just amazing. I just can't, and just what it represents. This whole you inherit it. And we're basically just, this is validation. We're just going to create a monarchy now. We're going to say you inherit some money, you inherit some kind of credibility in life because you have money, and therefore you're a legitimate person. And ironically, the morons, the misogynist assholes that would be voting for Trump, they say Trump earned it somehow, but they don't think his wife did. And she actually had to suck his dick, which is just so ironic, right? Because she actually, a Trump wife does actually earn it, where Trump didn't even have to suck anybody's dick, and they think he earned it. I just can't. So anyway, and then people just make these stupid fucking videos, and you're just, So anyway, thou art that guy, saying some kind of dopey, a prayer for America. It's just the sappiest, silliest shit. And these people aren't going to save anybody. This isn't going to save our democracy, these little sappy assholes. And then Tommy from the Bronx, who's probably going to vote for Trump, right? It seems like a perfect example of a Trumper, a retard. Raising money for Jesus the fuck freak. Right? This fascist Jesus freak who wants to impose his religion on us. He won't even live by his own fucking religion. So his daughter has some kind of I can't get a dick in my vagina disease, and therefore we should, people should give money so Jesus freak doesn't have to lower his lifestyle to whatever, to buy her a functioning vagina or something. This is just such crap. If God made her that way, broken, maybe he did it for a reason. Maybe she's supposed to be the next Mary, okay, and he's going to inseminate her artificially and such. Why are you messing with it, Jesus freak? Didn't God do that on purpose? Isn't it God's will, and you're fucking with it? Why are you opposing God's will, you cunt? Especially when you want to impose God's will on everybody else, you stupid fucking Nazi bastard. And this asshole's raising money for this douchebag like he can't find a better cause on earth. I know somebody's got 4 kittens, abandoned cats. They're worth somebody giving a shit. fucking Jesus freak. Fuck. So anyway, I mean, you're just like, oh yeah, the world's just too stupid. In that vein, I mean, Thunder Douchebag did actually make a fairly decent little rundown on Trump, but again, he does it. Everybody, he just goes to excess, just makes the same point 15 times. And you're just like, there's all kinds of points to make about Trump. You really don't have to do the same point to excess. He just kept doing it to excess. The birther thing. I mean, yeah, okay, you played the clip. You don't need to play the same clip 16 times in the same video, for fuck's sake. I get it. Nobody even, and they don't even play the clip where he's laughing about how he ripped Gaddafi off when Gaddafi came to America for the first time to speak at the United Nations, and Trump was bragging the next day how he soaked him for a few extra $1,000 for a place to put his tent in New Jersey. That's the clip you should be playing. I mean, oh yeah, I'm a great American. I'm a selfish bastard who will maybe, fuck with international relations to make a few $1,000. I mean, god damn. So, I mean, the whole thing is just so... I mean, Trump has just completely outed himself as, everything I do is to manipulate you. My TV shows, everything is just to manipulate you dumb suckers. So I pretend I give a fuck about the Bible. I've never even read the fucking book. So yeah, I'll make my vice president some Bible thumper, so you'll fall for it, like somehow I'm sympathetic to all your Bible-y crap, when obviously he's not sympathetic to any of it. I mean, didn't you read your fucking Bibles, you retarded fucking Christians for Trump? Did you ever read the fucking book? It says 7 times in there about how fucking unlikely it is for rich men to ever be in fucking heaven. They're going to fucking hell and being tortured forever, for fuck's sake. I mean... No, there's no clue at all. I mean, the people are just so fucking full of shit and so fucking stupid. So anyway, that's the only thing good. Like I said, Thunderfoot's video makes the comparison to Idiocracy, the movie, which was, not really a great movie, but I mean, it's a comedy, a joke, but it's, it's essentially turned into the documentary of prognostication of reality, and it's just so dismal. I'm dismal. It's just dismal. I don't even know how to express the depth of my dismality. And the fact that even these whatever they are, I mean, these Democrats who can't even get real. I mean, the whole BritX thing happened, and clearly Trump winning even the primary should have given them a clue, like, well, maybe we ought to change this immigration thing because it appears that they're going to, that people will elect a pile of vomit with AIDS, just so they can spit on some fucking Arab immigrants and some Mexicans. So people obviously don't like this immigration thing very much. So maybe that's not a policy to be running with. And then you got these assholes like Pirro still talking, I'm for open borders. Well, y'all concede the argument that it's completely impractical and would be ruinous if you don't change the entire functioning of our economy. But I'm for it. I mean, what's the point of being for something you need 9,678,000 changes in a culture to make possible? It seems that you have to be for the things that are going to make it possible for your thing to happen before you can be for the thing you want to have happen. It's like, what, you put the condom on after you have sex, retard? Oh, I mean, it's just too fucking stupid. I know, and you're just saying, yeah, well, if that's how you prioritize, if that's how you figure out how to do civilization, is to argue for things that are completely impractical and impossible, unless you fix 9,678 things, you're an asshole, an idiot, a liability to the cause. So yeah, so there's just no, just so fucking doomed. I mean, it's just nobody's rational on this planet. It's all crazy motherfuckers. So I figured I'd read some comments. Anyway, Perm Girl, haven't seen her in a while. Yeah, there's a lot of yarn crafts. Yeah. Anyway, alright, so I have to get to some. All these comments are rather useless, and so we'll have to wait till we get to one that's useful. Stuff on Molyneux stuff, that's not terribly interesting. Ignorant biology, again, the problem lies with you. In a desperate attempt to exercise your reptilian brain out of humanity, the man in particular, well again, there's absolutely no reason to think that men have to be anything. It's just silly. So this might be one of the assholes. No, that's a different asshole. Radical feminist spotted. So again, play on words. Playing victim like all narcissists when none of you have any idea what a real hierarchical victim looks like in the Middle East. Oh, so if you can compare it to something worse, that means there's nothing bad, huh? Oh, okay. Fuck you, you're an idiot. Who've never even heard of feminism, but you don't want to know because you want to hang on to your delusions. Again, this argument that because there's something worse, you can't fix anything else. You have to fix that. And even though that's not possible to fix without just murdering the people you want to fix. You know, oh yeah, let's fix Islamic fundamentalism. That should be the feminist first cause. No, that's obviously, that's the obvious retard. So I mean, why would they fix obvious retard when they really want to fix stupid? They can fix stupid. They can't fix retarded. Asshole. But why do you care to enlighten you? Why do I care to enlighten you? You've already proven yourself to be an ignorant, entitled cunt who probably withholds sex with any romantic interest unfortunate enough to have chosen you, whatever that even means. You must be very fun to hang out with, and you must be a nightmare to hang out with, right? if you're a woman with your overtly critical and puritanian attitude. What a pile of crap that is. But whatever. There's no point in... Idiots will be idiots. Mostly. The Ferg. I don't know what that means. Question mark. Men going along in the streets are more likely to get their ass kicked by other men than women are likely to get raped. So isn't that just a brilliant pile of shit? I mean, who believes that? My father was never accosted on the street. My uncle. Let's see. My grandfather on both sides never accosted on, never beaten up on the street. I certainly was never just beaten up on the street. Frankly, I don't know a single male ever beaten up on the street. Not one. Don't know one. And every woman, just about, like 90% of the women I've known, who have known me well enough to have conversation about such things, have revealed stories of molestation by men. Yeah, this whole thing is a giant straw man. No, your argument first is a fallacious pile of shit as a fact, and so right there you're just, men going along in the streets are more likely to get their ass kicked by another man than a woman are likely to get raped. Yeah, that's only true for drunkards like yourself and, I don't know, drug users and whatnot. Nobody is blaming the victims of rape. Well, again, that's a fallacious argument. That's already a statement by Thunderfoot. He basically compared women going out adventuring with him going to, say, Colorado to do mountaineering or whatever and telescoping and having to protect himself against mountain lions. And he knows they're there, so he knows he has to take precautions, and that maybe it's not worth doing, and that those are the decisions he has to make, and it's his responsibility to make sure he doesn't get attacked by the mountain lions. Now, if that isn't blaming the victim, what the fuck is it, jackass? If that isn't blaming the victim, what the fuck is it, jackass? You won't counter comment, obviously. It's just about having a sense of self-preservation, whatever. Again, it's not about a sense of self-preservation. It's about a sense that you're at greater risk if you're a woman because men can't be civilized. At least they're arguing that they can't be, when clearly they can't be. If you know it could happen, then minimize the risk. Well, you're just saying, you're just telling people right there, you're saying you're wrong if you don't minimize the risk. So you're basically saying to women, do not, okay, no more, don't do any more of this fun with men thing, okay, no partying, no drinking with men, no setting yourself up in any circumstance. Videotape everything, always have your cell phone camera on, do not interact with men without protection, without some backup, without the back door being open, or without your brother with a shotgun pointed to the fucker's head. You're basically saying exactly that. You're saying it's the woman's fault if she doesn't have some way to kill the perpetrator. Yeah. This is not blaming the victim. Sure it is, you jackass. Man, you are really so fucking stupid, it's incredible. But she went all along, what do you expect? But she went all along, what do you expect? I don't even know what that means in quotes. But this is not blaming the victim. But she went all along, what do you expect? I don't know what that means. This is just a very basic concept of giving good advice to people. Well, again, so why doesn't the hypocrite Thunderfoot, when he's sitting in the swimming pool wearing a girl's bikini, with two girls in a bikini, drinking, with a heavy drinker, why isn't he informed? Why isn't he explaining to his good friends how they really shouldn't be doing this? That they're taking an unnecessary and unwarranted risk. Why do you wear seatbelts? Is it because you expect to be in a car crash? Well, I think that would be the reason you're wearing them, is there's some expectation that a car crash is possible. Yes, it's within the realm of possibility. That's why you're doing it. And the car drivers are fucking insane. Well, that might be part of it. I don't know whether that would be the reason I personally would wear a seatbelt, but sure, you wear one because statistically you're better off if you do. And it's probably a courtesy to the other drivers on the road, because if you're wearing a seatbelt, then you usually don't do something stupid like pick up something on the floor of the passenger seat. Stupid ass straw man. And no, it's not. It's the fundamental argument, retard. God, you're just too fucking stupid. Get some kind of foreigner name, so we'll profile him as one of those people. Anyway, Zorak. I'm not going to bother. Too stupid. So this comment I found very irritating. So these pretentious vegans are so obnoxious. 20% of the energy in Germany is produced by private solar roofs. Right, so it could be, if they did it the right way, if they did it rationally and logically, it would be 40% or maybe 50%. Same exact amount of money spent, it could be 50%. Spending the same amount of money could be 50%. And just to make some capitalists rich, they lost 30% of the value, plus whatever the government subsidy was, plus the fact that the other ratepayers are now paying twice as much for their electricity, because they still have to finance the nighttime infrastructure. All right. Which do not tilt. Exactly. They're doing it the wrong way, okay, and economically stupidly, and it's not even cost effective. Even if they did it the right way, it's not the best way to spend the green money. If you're going to spend green money, you spend it where it can do the most good. You would be better off putting the fucking panels in a community in Africa and charging them for the electricity, and then taking the money you made from charging them for the electricity to build more panels in some other place in the world where you get more energy. It's about total energy use in the world. You mean this whole green thing? It doesn't work regionally. It only works globally. If you're not thinking global, you're not thinking anywhere close to rational. So now because you're doing it in Germany, you've lost another at least 50%. So it's another 50% off the green value you would produce if you just put it somewhere else. Even if you put the panels in the south of France, even if you put them somewhere south of fucking goddamn Germany, it would be a better investment. Make electricity for somebody else, charge them a fair price for it, then take the money you made to pay for your electric bill. It's only logical. Fucking idiots. And yes, that's not perfect. It's not about it not being perfect. It's not even close to efficient or rational. It's not reasonable, for fuck's sake. I mean, you pansy asses with your anyway. But it wouldn't be cost effective at the moment. What wouldn't be cost effective at the moment, you idiot? What? It wouldn't be cost effective to organize, say, 20 people who are willing to put panels on their roofs, and instead have those 20 people just invest in a solar farm where you cut down the trees, you maximize the sun's exposure, and you get maybe 75% more electricity. So you get 75% more value out of your investment. That would be somehow uncost effective. No, it would be perfectly cost effective. It would cost just as much and you would just make more electricity. That's the only thing that would be different. You pay exactly the same amount, you just make a lot more electricity. Somehow that's not cost effective? You don't understand anything, shit for brain. So your endless pessimisms is at this point is stupid. No, you're the stupid fuck. You're an ignorant, dumb cunt. You're an arrogant, weaselly, stupid fuck. Alright? And you should be demonstrated to be that. You should be thoroughly humiliated. And this V should be turned upside down and be something you wear on your fucking hat like a dunce cap. You're a stupid, dumb, green, unrealistic, vacuous fucking I wish it were so bullshitter. Alright? You're a part of the Piro Club. You know, put on a silly hat and you should be labeled for what you are. Unrealistic, irrational, illogical, an insufferable, arrogant douchebag who thinks, well, I held up a sign one day that said I'm against war, so therefore I did my part to fix it. Not even close. Yeah, suffering sucks and the world suck. Well, then I guess those are two majorly huge problems. Suck is not a good thing, shithead. But, well, you try to make it better. Well, you're just pointing out how you're not going to try. You're not going to try to be rational or reasonable or cost-effective or any of these things. You're just going to do things that are touchy-feely good. Okay, it feels good to have my little panels on the roof. And it feels good to think that we're doing something productive. When you're not. You're wasting and squandering the meager resources made available for solving the problem. A tiny amount of resources available to solve the problem, and you're just pissing them away. So how about you put your money where your mouth is and go vegan? Now, what does that even mean? Again, how do you? Where is there some indication that I need to go vegan? I mean, in what sense? Should I burn the 20-year-old leather belt I have? I mean, exactly how am I trespassing against veganism? Especially, let's say I could go month to month or something. Now, I mean, 3 or 4 months ago, I might have had a can of tuna fish that somebody was throwing out. You know, I mean, I'll eat old food. If I ate roadkill every day, okay, but that's all I ate, roadkill. Am I not vegan? I mean, you explain to me. You explain to me your fucking pretentious religious rules. My rule is don't do harm. Don't finance harm. Well, that's what I don't do. I don't finance harm. I don't advocate for wasting resources because resources are harm. It takes harm to make money worth something. Money's worth something because people have to endure harm to give it value. You fucking cunt. And you're just a squandering, pretentious, probably elitist, comfort life living motherfucker. My green footprint or whatever, my oil footprint, my carbon footprint, My blood footprint, I'll bet you, is a lot fucking lower than yours, jackass. Okay, not just vegetarian, you bigot. Now, somehow I'm a bigot. You're the fucking one sounding like a bigot with this stupid vegan bullshit. Like you all want to wear your vegan fucking badges. Like you somehow, I solved the problem because I'm a vegan. Yeah, right. It doesn't solve shit. As I pointed out before, it's lip service. It's the least we can do. The fucking least you can do. But the amount of suffering that nature's causing every motherfucking cunt day just so overwhelms your stupid cunt little, I solved the problem because I stopped eating a few cows. Not even fucking close. Does your veganism include all animal experimentation? Are you for that or against that? And we could just go on down the list. And again, are you for people having pets? Why don't you go vegan on that subject? I'm against people having pets. He is vegan. What do you want about? He repeatedly stated to be vegetarian. Well, I use the word vegetarian because, frankly, that covers the subject, doesn't it? I mean, strictly speaking, all the other uses of animal products are, frankly, what else is there, right? All you're really saying, if you're vegetarian, you're not drinking milk, you're not doing dairy, you're not doing any animal organism that has a brain, because all the vegetables don't have brains, so that covers it, right? So all you're really talking about is shoes or something. And we know that the leather for shoes is byproduct leather, so that's like eating roadkill or something. There's no point in throwing the skin of the animal out after you fucking brutally tortured it and killed it. Why would you waste the fucking value of it? I mean, that would be retarded. We should just burn the leather? Anyway, even newer videos. Again, why should I have to say more than that? Because I don't want to speak pretentious, because I'm not going to wear your stupid, oh, I'm a vegan, because that's special vegetarian, I'm super vegetarian or something. No, it's a vegetarian, you retard. Well, I don't even understand why they invented this stupid vegan word. I mean, unless you're going to make it mean something more than this green thing. I mean, it doesn't mean you're just a vegetarian. It's got to mean, like I said, more about animal exploitation. So why would it even have the V in it? It should be about being an anti-harmist or something. It should be some other word. Vegan doesn't really say anything about your attitude towards the suffering on planet Earth. And again, you're probably some Gaia cunt who thinks it's okay if nature tortures an animal, it's only bad if humans do it. So nature can torture animals all day long. It's okay for cats to torture little mice, and it's okay for them to torture the birds, and it's okay for the birds to be getting all kinds of diseases and spinning around in circles and dying. It's okay for all this horror to happen out there in the real fucking world. And again, let's realize that every fucking one of these goddamn mammals, right, most of them, except for like elephants or something, they fart out a lot of kids, right? I mean, it's just kind of horrible, right? I mean, they have litters, and some animals like the lousier ones, the little like dogs in Africa and stuff, they have like 15 puppies a year, right? 15 a year. Well, what do you think that means? It means that 14 or the whole litter has to die. Because only one of them, you're only replacing 2 individuals. So out of all of those puppies, only 2 of them reach maturity. 2. Out of the 100 or 150 puppies. That's the attrition rate in fucking nature, you fucking retard. Even pigs and all these other domestic animals. Just count how many children they produce in a lifetime. In the 10 or 20 years that they'll have to produce young. And just figure that most 90%, 95%, 98% of them will be killed as children. Slaughtered, murdered, decapitated in all kinds of disgusting manners. That's nature. What possible crime could an asshole human commit that's any less than that? This overt slaughter of all these little babies, all these little children. So, and you just go through every single organism, just add up how many young it produces in its mature lifetime, And you're just going to realize that it's only 2. So anything more than 2, okay, gets killed. So human beings can have, you know, a female living to a normal age could have 7 or 10 kids. And so the natural plan is 10 of them die. 8 of them die as children. That's how nature works. That's what nature intended for us, is to watch 8 out of our 10 kids die. That's what nature intends you to see, and witness and experience. That's the game you're fucking investing in, you shithead. That's the earth you're trying to save. There's nothing about Gaia worth saving. We should choke it to death. We should pollute the fucking shit out of it. We should shove arsenic up its ass and down its fucking throat. We should kill this fucking planet, because this fucking planet is a torture chamber. It's a fucking shithouse. It's Freddy's goddamn fucking nightmare. Watching 8 of my 10 kids die, okay, is Freddy's nightmare. That's not fucking some kind of joyride for Mr. Lollipop vegan sucking piece of shit. So fuck you and your Gaia attitude and your bullshit. The only thing we should do is try to minimize goddamn harm. And yeah, that's what defining what makes it better is just making it less bad. But that's all it is. It's bad. All the way to the fucking core, it's goddamn fucking bad. So don't give me your fucking, I'm solving the problem with my fucking veganism. You're not solving shit of the problem. Jackasses. Alright. One cannot compare meat eating to substance addiction. I read this one before. But it's just so fucking stupid. Yes, you can compare all unnecessary compulsions to unnecessary compulsions. Yes, they fit into the category unnecessary compulsions. Okay, they don't necessarily need to exist as compulsions, and the compulsion itself doesn't necessarily need to be satisfied. As a species, we are scavengers. So again, scavenging on what? So again, it's just such an ignorant thing to say. As a species, we are scavengers. There's absolutely no evidence that we have ever chased down a big pile of rotting dead shit, okay, covered in fly eggs and maggots, and then started chowing down. There's absolutely no evidence that even, that we even have even a few really sickos who find that a fun night out. There's just no possibility that the human organism spent any time whatsoever being buzzards. We're not fucking buzzards, retard. I watched his video, and all he does is talk about the past events of feminism taking over the atheist. Oh yeah, well that's Thunder Butthole. Okay. Yeah, man, fuck you and that. Maybe negative comment. I think you get the best of you since you made this. Maybe all those negative comments that I see here got to the best of you since you made this. No, I don't think so. Fuck you, douchebag. Really great video. The truth is merciless. So I don't understand the difference between these comments at all. People are, it's not worth the trouble even trying to figure out what the fuck you're thinking. You're so fucking stupid. Let's see. Welfare is really only needed because people can't escape monetary capitalism. Well, that isn't even true. I mean, people just happen to do stupid things, okay? So they get into trouble, and they're going to need some help sometimes getting out of trouble. But obviously the idea of creating a welfare system that's there to be used and abused by people, that's the problem. There has to be some sort of, it has to be still bad enough, like going to prison, that you don't want to do it. So, and our welfare system just makes it it's too good a life. I mean, it's not a bad life living on welfare. If viable voluntary alternatives to capitalism were supported and not marginalized by capitalists, maybe more people would opt for those alternatives and less people run to the government to save them from capitalism. Well, again, this whole idea that most people, unfortunately, I've made these arguments before, but it's almost like if you were having a commune or something and you were all going to just voluntarily make your contribution. We know that there's people who just can't, they don't have the guilt mechanism and the functioning integrity mechanism, and so they're not going to be compelled. Now there will be some people like me who, yes, I will feel guilty and responsible, and I'll always try to, because I'm always compensating for a bit of insecurity maybe or something, I will always try to do more than my share. I always did that in every job I ever had. I never tried to look for ways to avoid work. I always look for ways to try to get more out of myself, to say, maybe I can do somebody else's job and make myself more important by doing other people's work too. So I'm always thinking about doing more, not doing less. And obviously there's a bunch of people who just think about, well, how can I do less? How can I evade this? How can I get out of this? I never called in fake sick in my life, never did any of that shit. And there's people who do this shit all the time. They buy shit at the store, wear it for one day, take it back, and they intend to do this. They intend to rip the system off. And so there's just people who are, you know, you could make a commune out of, but you'd have to figure out how you can profile them for this psychology of being a compulsive, having a compulsive need to excel rather than fail. So you have to have people who don't want to fail, don't want to be viewed as a thief or a crook, because apparently most people don't mind if you out them. Yeah. But anyway, but it doesn't really have anything to do with the whole psychology of the whole welfare system and the whole idea that you basically make a mistake and then use the child as extortion. You basically point a gun to its head and said, my child will be harmed if you don't take care of me. And that it's allowing people to do that terrorist act. You know, we shouldn't negotiate with terrorists. And they're basically, the welfare whores are being terrorists. And so the real game ought to be, you just tell them, fuck you, you can't do that anymore. You can't have more kids. So if you don't get fixed, you don't get welfare, and we're taking the kid. So your choice is get fixed, or until you can prove yourself to be a responsible parent, we're going to take the kid. You know, let it live at Disneyland. The Munchkins can raise it. Same place, right? Yeah, Oz, Disneyland, same thing. Anyway, so this is just bringing up another idea I had. But yeah, the real idea would be to create positive incentives that encourage people not to be jackasses, so they can make more money not being a jackass than being a jackass. And that's what you need to do. So you need to invest a little money in the first place and say, well, maybe we ought to have like a $10,000 thing that you get when you're 18 years old. And you don't get the money, though, if you've done something socially destructive. So anything you do that's socially destructive, like having an illegitimate child, yeah, you lose money. You don't get your money. And crimes, of course, you'd lose your money. Some percentage of it. And, you know, we could just say that, yeah, you get this every 10 years of your life. You get this $10,000 from the government. And as long as you don't do anything stupid, you know, you don't get too many parking tickets, and you don't do anything else socially stupid, you get your money. But if you do something socially stupid or costly, like having kids, you don't get the money, because that's socially costly. Other people who didn't have kids will have to pay to educate your kids and give them health care and do all this stuff, so you don't get the money. And so it'd be a positive system. You reward people for not abusing the system, for not costing the system money, for being a contributor, not a taker. You know, you know, instead of being a producer instead of a consumer. And so that simple economy by the government can be enough to, you know, encourage people to be more productive. But yeah, of course, you can't have a system where we're all working for a peach a day, because that's not an alternative. You'd have to be an idiot to say, oh, I agree to work for like $5 an hour or something. Because, yeah, it's not going to pay to keep you in a cardboard box. You might as well just be poor. I mean, you might as well be overtly living in the streets, you know, begging for money, than working a job that's that useless in terms of giving you any comfort at all. It'll cost you more in a sense, because you have to shower and you have to have your clothes washed and you have to do all that other stuff to make the $4. So it's going to cost you more money just to be civilized enough to go to work than it is to just say, fuck it, I'll just be an animal instead. But anyway, yeah. You could have roadways that harness the movement and weight of vehicles over them. No, you can't. I mean, you know, you shouldn't talk about stuff you don't know anything about. But you can't. Energy is this conservation thing, and you just, you know, short of blowing up atoms, you know, short of splitting atoms, this chemical energy thing always requires, you know, the physical energy always requires you to essentially, it's going to take back whatever you try to extract. You can't, there's no free energy. So if you make the road flexible, then the car torque is going to have to increase. So you won't gain anything by attempting to take advantage of the fact that the car weighs more when it's moving, you know, when it pushes against the road, gaining traction to do velocity. It'll just make the car have to do more work to go anywhere, because it's always going to be going uphill, technically. Alright, so that would just be a circular jerk move. Anyway, let's see, what else? Anything else here that's worth it? Probably not. I'm just tired of it all. I'm just so sick of people. A whole bunch of shit here. I don't know what this is all about. You support a guy whom is a self-proclaimed ethicist equals crazy fucker whom wants to see the whole of life eradicated. Good luck with that shit. I think that says it all about Mr. Nutjob Gary here. Yeah, well, again, your counter-argument is, I'm a sadistic asshole who thinks it's okay to kill children so I can live. I, the great Zorak, am worth giving a kid cancer for. That's the trade-off, asshole. That's the trade-off nature says is okay. Okay, the minute the bird lays the eggs, it's already decided that one of them's going to be murdered. At least one of the little chicklets. Okay? It might even be the attrition rate, just going from being an egg to being a mature, you know, just getting fed. Okay, even if there's no other snakes or anything else killing you, just from getting food from mom is going to mean that 50% of the chicklets are going to get killed, murdered. Violently murdered. Pecked to death, thrown out of the nest. Starved to death. So you, and this is true for humans, right? We know that the attrition rate must be pretty high. Women can have a baby every year. So if you think about her reproductive life from whatever, 13 to 33 or whatever, you know, it's 20 kids. So let's cut it down to 12 as an average of what a woman would produce in nature. And so you think your stupid little crappy shitty fat ass life, and you are a big fat ass, is worth killing 11 children. Murdering 11 children with whatever the attrition is, influenza, corked up vagina disease like Jesus Freak's daughter, whatever the malady is, all kinds of deformities, all kinds of bad luck, running them over with the school bus and dragging them to death, you know, ripping their skins off and, you know, blah 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 blah, thump thump thump, crack crack crack, broken limbs, all that shit going, all that crap happening. It's all, you say you're worth it. You're such a magnificent thing. You're so fucking cool that you're worth absolutely killing 10 kids for. Plus, all the fucking shit you're going to torture just in terms of sucking up the biosphere for your lifetime. All the insects, all the rodents, all the mammals, feeling creatures that are going to be horribly killed to make your bread, so to speak. So you're going to eat your fucking blood-covered bread and drink your blood wine, okay, that's just full of torture. Everywhere you look, Everything you're consuming is just covered in torture. And then you're going to make some fucking argument that I'm the nut job. Well, at least I'm not stupid enough to think being a sadistic, arrogant, pompous, egotistical fucking cunt like you is not a good idea. At least I can figure that out. You fat ass. Big fat ass. Do you really believe in the narrow-minded head of yours that I care about the bullshit you toss out? The answer is go fuck. Well, go fuck isn't much of a statement. Okay, you just couldn't help hitting the enter button in all the wrong places. Go fuck off a cliff. Jeez. Yeah. So he's talking to somebody else. He's talking to this guy. But anyway, just fuck him. You know, just too stupid. He called him a fat troll too. Bravo. He is fat, but I'll get to it. See, the only reason why it's good to use it against Zorak is because Zorak he's got that body dysphoria thingy, you know, like where thin people can't tell they're too thin, and fatties can't figure out that they're fat as fuck. Yeah, he's got that. He's all demorphized in his fucking silly ego. So it's a good thing to attack him with, because it gets really right to his core. Your ass is fat, Zorak. You're not a god. You're a fat ass and a dumb fuck. And a sadistic dumb fuck. I'm always impressed with your ability to empathize with women. Well, it's not an ability to empathize. It's just an ability to add 2 fucking plus 2. So again, don't compliment me. I'm just so impressed that you're able to add 2 plus 2 and figure out that it's 4. Yes, I am capable of that. And apparently that's some kind of huge accomplishment in this fucking Trumpocracy. Yes, that apparently makes me fucking Einstein. Okay, but I'm really Einstein for much better reasons. I can figure out much more complex things and do much more complex math. I mean, rewarding me for figuring out the fucking obvious that men are different than women. Gee, yeah, no reward required. I mean, it's almost embarrassing. Hey, Gary, you did a great job not shitting in the living room. No, I mean, it's, you know, I can do better than that. That's not my peak performance. I can peak much higher than that. Anyway, thank you, but, you know, I'm just not good at this. Compliment me for not being a total fuckhead. Anyway. Some things never change. Thunderfoot's chip on his shoulder is nearly as consistent as gravity itself. Yes, this is true. Alright, more man-woman arguing here. Oh, Hoffladay. Presumably he thinks you are murder. Okay, that's okay. Comment. Why use such a insensitive word like retard? Because it's an accurate word. I mean, Jesus fucking Christ. I mean, it's just accurate. Stupid is a real thing. Idiot is a real thing. Retarded is a real thing. There's nothing... It's not being insensitive to describe things accurately. And if you want to sit there and blow smoke up the retard's ass and pretend everything's okay, you're doing just fine, go ahead, drive a car. No, they can't have those expectations. They have to know, brain broken. Me no do certain things because brain broken. Yeah, so they know that, and they say, okay, certain limitations are reasonable, and if I want to be with other people, then I have to always be aware of the fact that I can't do what other people do. Because I'm retarded. It's not a, you know, fuck. It's a real concept, a real word. It has meaning that's pretty solid. I don't see any point in not using the word because it offends somebody. Well, fuck that shit. A midget's a real thing. It's not being offensive to say, yes, you're classed as one of those people that didn't grow high enough to not be called a midget. I mean, it's just the way it worked. It's not a bad thing. It's just, it's a fact. You got midgeritis. Yeah, maybe that's being rude. It's probably correct, though. So anyway, I think this is enough. I'm just so... Oh, I just hate this world. I've said that before, but now, it's just right in your face. I mean, it's all so disgusting. And people are so far from getting any of it right. I mean, there's just so much that needs to be fixed. So much unnecessary suffering. It's like these people aren't even close to getting a piece of a clue how to fix any of it. It's just so discouraging. Oh, this link was pretty funny. Somebody else posted it too. It's a link to some guy singing a song, and it goes all kinds of bad. I mean, funny bad, a love song. So I did chortle a little. I have to admit, I chortled a little bit. It was a little bit funny. I did, I did that, which is rare for me. Alright, so anyway, that's probably enough. So, yeah, that's about it. I don't think there's any other news I have to report at the moment. Yeah, no. I mean, I'm still doing the physics thing, and I'm getting really, it's getting down solid. Got it, almost there now. We're just too unrefutable. Connecting all the dots, it's there. And it isn't going to matter though, because the world's all going to go to hell. So the world's going to be so distracted by everything going to hell that it won't pay any attention to the fact that physicists have been wrong for 100 years. Arrogantly wrong. I mean, preposterously, arrogantly wrong. Just silly. Wrong in a silly way. Silly. Fucking just religious kooks. But that's all everybody is. Everybody's just a religious kook. Just so depressing. And for some people, NASCAR is the religion. Some people just fucking hate is their religion. Some people, sadistic behavior is their religion, like the Zorax. Evil, malicious pain causers. Yeah. But he knows that, right? But somebody like a Zorak, I mean, he is probably his whole life, he's realized that every time he walks into a room, everybody gets depressed. And so he just loves that. So anyway, I don't know if I'll survive tomorrow. It feels like a disease coming. It just feels like you just... painful. I just can't see how it's not, if Trump gets elected, I just can't see how it's not going to be civil war or something. There's just no living with people this stupid. It's almost like you have to ask a foreign government to come save us, but they're just as fucked up. There's no one to run to save us. Lament. So, till the next time and such.